What up, Smart Rapper Gang? Today I'm going to teach you 2 super solid reasons on why you're going to need to learn how to dub in vocals on your songs, and I'm also going to show you how to dub in vocals on your songs. And this is something you're actually going to need on a regular basis. You may not understand that yet, but once you watch this video, you're going to understand why this is so important, as well as a powerful asset that you need to know how to do properly to save yourself time and energy and make your songs better. Sometimes these slight changes in your song that you want to make will make the difference between you gaining a fan and not getting a fan if somebody hears you. So you need this skill set. Now, most rappers don't think about stuff like this, but this is Smart Rappers, so I want to make sure that you're smarter and you know how to use this tool. Now, you might be where I used to be as a new rapper. I used to fear for years that if I messed up a line while delivering it, I would not be able to match the flow or the energy or the tone, or it just wouldn't sound right, and I would overthink it. So if I had it finished, or at least how I thought, just wanted to listen back to it and it was exported, and I listened to it in the car, every time I hear that line, I would cringe. You know what I'm saying? And I always feared that if I wanted to go ahead and do a dub in on the song, it would sound like this.
Like, dip my sack in the mouth like a Megan Nice tea. When my cuz out the Cali, you were locked up forever. Gave him opportunity to make it life better.
So in this video, I'm going to teach you the exact process of how to match, like a professional does in a professional studio, how to match your dubs or your new layer of vocals into your current vocals that you already had so that they sound like they were there from the very beginning. And you're actually going to watch me do it live on a song where I have to actually change one of the lines anyways. So I was like, why not just show them how to do this while I do this? And that's where that video idea came from. Because I had to do dub-ins all the time. Sometimes I'm like, I don't like that word. I need to change this word, okay? I'm going to show you guys how to do this perfectly every time, as well as how powerful this is at actually making you able to be more lyrical. You're going to learn that today. You're going to get smarter right after the intro.
If there's anything I know is you ain't built like this. Hit it so hard, make your brain say quit. I ain't no fraud, no gangster or goon. I just won't accept disrespect or lose. Now follow me to greatness, show you what it takes. Show you how to use curse, show you why they hate it. Hungry for more like a Lloyd Banks playlist. Still like the only person not up in the matrix.
By the way, that song in the intro is my new song. You'll be able to check that out by going to the link below in the description and checking out my Spotify or going on Apple Music, whatever. Appreciate you guys checking my stuff out for helping you out, alright? So let's go ahead and get into it. First, before I show you exactly how to do it, I'm going to show you live on screen. I'm going to go into a screencast on screen, show you how to do it, me recording it, okay? Before I do that, I want to tell you why this is so powerful for you. Now, you may have a song where you absolutely love the hooks and the verses, but there may be an individual word that you want to change, or maybe even a whole line. You're like, damn, that line could have been way better, or your friend points it out. You're like, yo, that wasn't that hard. You know, and then you think, I need to change that line, but it needs to match, right? And this can happen to you, and probably will happen to you all the time, unexpectedly, so you need to know how to use this. And a perfect example of this is in my new song, the one that you heard in the intro. I had to go in and I had to change a dub. So when I did that, I actually shot that in a screencast, and then this is me making the intro and I'm combining them for you guys. But I show you how I fixed that in my new single, because it happens. It even happens on your main songs. It happens all the time. You need this skill, and that's why I'm showing you how to do this right. So let me explain real quick the power of changing an individual word inside of a rap that can make it a lot more powerful or more lyrical in general, or be taken in a different way as a listener. And a lot of people don't think about this, but changing one simple word can change the entire result of somebody hearing a song. Hence why I'm going to actually show you me dubbing in the new vocal, because I needed to make a change. So here are the original lyrics. I'll even play the audio for you real quick so you can hear it, okay?
It's easy to keep it real when I know it's what you like. I may not have the gun, but you know I got a knife in the penthouse now, still lock my door at night.
I want to change the lines from those lines to I may not have the gun, but you know I got a knife, and a penthouse now, still lock my door at night. And let me tell you why this is important, because there's magic in changing one or two words, okay? On the penthouse line, where I say, in a penthouse now, still lock the door at night, the door tells the listener in general, it can go either way. It could be my bedroom door, or it could be the penthouse as a whole, but typically it'll be taken as if I mean the penthouse, like I lock the penthouse at night. But what I want to get across with this line is I actually lock my bedroom door at night as well as that door, right? That's automatic, that's unlocked. But I lock my bedroom door at night. In somewhere where I actually know that I'm safe, I still have the fear so much from where I used to live out of habit. I still lock my bedroom door at night, even though I should feel safe. So changing it from the word the, meaning it could just be the penthouse's front door, to my door at night, lets them know that I probably mean my own bedroom door. Okay? And that's a slight shift that intensifies the meaning of the line. The lyric actually can be taken more as like, oh, I get what he's saying now. And all we did was change one word. Another example from inside of that same line that I had to actually change and dub in originally said, I may not have a gun, but you know I got a knife. Well, if I say I may not have a gun, you would assume that I don't have a gun at all, and I only have a knife. But if I change the lyric to, I may not have the gun, but you know I got a knife, when I say the gun, it's like, well, I probably have a gun. It just doesn't happen to be on me. But saying I may not have a gun gun, it probably will be taken as I don't have one at all. And there's a big difference in that. Because what I want to do is I want to change the lyric so that when somebody hears the lyric, they know, oh, he has a gun. He may not have that on him, but he does sometimes. But even if he doesn't, he still has the knife on him, okay? Like, I always have a knife on me, literally. Like, I have a knife on me right now, like, always, just in case. Because especially I walk around with $100,000 in jewelry on. Changing those simple words, like changing the to my in the penthouse line, and changing a to the word the in the gun line actually changes the entire way that the lyric is taken. And that's what I wanted you to take away from this video, aside from me showing you how to dub it in, is that you're probably gonna need this skill set more than you realize, because changing slight words, even after you go back and you listen, like, shit, I should have changed that word, I should have said that differently. You're gonna need to know how to do this, because that slight change can change the way that the listener perceives it, and it can hit a lot harder with simple changes. Let's go ahead and get into a screencast. I'm gonna show you guys me dubbing it in live, changing it, and then also in that video I'm gonna explain you the exact steps you need to take before you do a dub to make it match. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so what's happening now is we're actually inside of my new song Built Like This. We're inside of the session for it, okay? And I've already changed this line, okay? I used to say, lock the door at night, and like I said before, I changed it to lock my door at night. Let me show you.
Now I still lock my door at night. Now I still lock my door at night. Now I still lock my door at night.
Okay, so you can see that here. Let me show you the original, just so you can kind of like hear, see what it was.
Now still lock the door at night.
It was lock the door at night, but I fixed it and added my. You'll never be able to tell the difference, okay?
Now I still lock my door at night.
Okay, so you really cannot tell the difference on that. So that's fixed, and there's a way you go about it, okay? Is you want to make sure that you're matching the tone and the volume of the vocal are the most important things to matching a dubbing, okay? So what I had to fix here now is the line.
But you know I got a knife.
Okay, hold on. This.
I may not have a gun.
So now what it says here is I said I may not have a gun. Right, when you say a gun, it's like I may not have a gun as if I don't own a gun, right? And we already talked about this. You know what I'm saying? So like it's like if I don't have any of the guns, you know what I'm saying, that I do, just saying, right? So if I say a, it seems like I don't own any. If I say the, it's like I just don't happen to have it on me. I have to change this from a gun to the gun, okay? So watch.
I may not have a gun, but I may not have a gun, but
may not have a gun. Okay, right. So I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna mute this, all right? And what we're gonna do now is you're gonna play this out loud. So step one is you're gonna play it out loud from a few bars back, a couple times. You can put it on loop a little bit. Let me show you. I'm gonna go loop playback, and you're gonna do it out loud with it, okay? Because I want to match the exact tone of this, so when I dub it in, it matches, okay? Man, I had a gun,
knows what you
like, and I man, I had the gun, man, I had the gun, and don't forget it goes down too, so you're gonna want to say it down.
knows what you
Like, and I man, I have a gun, but
knows what you like.
and I may not have the gun, and it may not have the gun. It's gonna be easy to do this because the tone doesn't have to be the same because the line goes down. If you're changing words, you're matching the exact length that the previous word was to make it easier. So if it, the way that says this word, listen,
Have a gun.
have a gun. So the needs to be about the same length as this to make it easier. So I may not have the gun, so I could duh. Actually, duh will work, not the. I can say duh gun. Duh would actually work as the. But hold on, and we're gonna do this out loud a little bit to make sure that I get that tone down.
I may not have the gun, but you know I got a knife. But you know I got a knife. But you know I got a knife. Man, I may not have the gun, but it's looking real, cause you know it's what you like. And I may not have the gun, but you know I got a knife.
See, I'm matching the tone, I'm practicing it, making sure I do that. Don't forget that you actually have to match the energy of the vocal as well. See how I did it in the exact same area of volume and energy and range while I was practicing to find the tone? You have to do the same thing there because this way it's going to match easier. So the tone, the energy, the volume of it, as well as the length of the word that you're changing in is easier if you make it match the length of the word that you're replacing or set of words. But if it's a whole bar, that's different. You just need to match the tone and the energy, okay? And number two, you need to make sure that your microphone levels are at the same levels that they were before. This will make it match a lot easier if it's the same level, and making sure that you're at the same distance from the microphone as you generally are, and that the microphone is in the same room, hopefully, and also in the same position in the room where it was, because the reverb of the room affects this. Now, this isn't massive, but these little things add up, making it easier to match the vocal when you're doing a dub-in. Now, number three, we're going to go ahead and record this, but here's what you do. Now, the trick is you don't just try to record from here to here. You don't just try to dub in that piece. No, you actually start like 2 bars back and you go at least a half a bar into it. That's why when I was practicing it, I was also doing it from a little bit further back, because you're going to record here to here to here to here and then do this, and then it's going to go here, here, and here. But let's say that it matched here best, or it matches here best, or it matches here best with my new recording. Well, this way I can actually cut it into any one of those spots wherever the tone doesn't make it seem like it's a different take. And that's actually the secret to doing dub-ins.
Life and it's easy to keep it real when I know it's what you like. I may not have the gun, but you know I got a knife.
All right, you can see here, this is the new vocal, this is the old vocal. It's probably just going to cut right into it and sound fantastic. So it doesn't seem to match as well as I wanted it to. So a couple things we could do is I also tried to force it. It was my first try on it. But you also want to make sure that it matches the volume level of the original and that it's sitting in the same place that the original was, because this was not there. It's not really that bad, but I'm going to do a different take of it. It matched in tone, but it was lacking something. I know you couldn't hear it, but...
You keep it real when I know it's what you like. I may not have the gun, but you know I got a knife.
See, I said it a little bit less. It said it not as loud and also not as long as I said the last one. Play it now for you real quick. So what we're doing is, remember, I moved it up, and I'm making sure that it matches in the same area, okay? So this is it. Also, it looks maybe a little bit over here, okay? And it looks like I want to turn down, just like maybe half of a decibel, like 0.8, right? Let me go down here.
Keep it real when I know it's what you like. I may not have the gun, but you know I got a knife in the penthouse now, still like.
See, it's close, very close.
I may not have the gun, but you know I got what you like. I may not have the gun, but you know I got a knife in the penthouse now, still what you like. I may not have the gun, but you.
Like duh is it's a bit. Is it late? Because you can also check too if you're trying to hit the exact thing. So we hit 32. The original one didn't hit there either.
I may not have the gun, but you know. I may not have the gun, but you know I may not have the gun, but you know.
That actually works. So to save that slot of that time, so that's the other one I made. Mute that. I'm gonna keep that there because that may actually work better there. What I did there is, you notice what I did is I turned the grid on and I set it on top of the grid inside of a 64th because the original was in the middle of a grid. That's another reason you need the grid too, because I can make sure that's in the right spot. And you can see what I did. I slid it over onto the grid because it's something so slightly a 64th. You know? So when you do a fade on it, which is essential, it blends the old file with the new file and it blends it together. It fades it together. So the audio from both of them fade into one another, which makes them mesh. Okay, so that's essential as well.
I may not have the gun, but you like. I may not have the gun, but you know. I may not have the gun, but you know.
Beautiful.
I may not have the gun, but you know. I may not have the gun, but you know I got it.
Sounds good to me. Now we also want to make sure it sounds good on the beat though, which the beat will also hide any imperfections, which will definitely help.
You like, I may not have the gun, but you know when I know it's what you like. I may not have the gun, but you know I got it.
I actually like a less with the beat on, so we're gonna do slight fixes here. It's funny though, because you just want to make. I'm a perfectionist though, so.
I may not have the gun, but you know. I may not have the gun, but you know.
Yeah, that was awesome. That worked out well, actually. Also, I could actually probably fade more on both sides. That's the whole point in having it, right? Is that you can actually take more of the new take that I had, and I'm gonna blend more around it instead of blending how I had that blended. So it'll probably work a little better.
What you like? I may not have the gun, but I may not have the gun, but you know. I'm like, I may not have the gun, but you know I got a knife. Keep it real when I know it's what you like.
Works for me. See, now I go above and beyond though. Like if you want to sound right, you're perfectionist, you want stuff to be right, you need to freaking do it right. Okay, so that's how you dub in a vocal. It's really not even like nearly as complicated as a lot of people think that it is, but that's the thing. Okay, let me go over the steps to doing that again for you real quick. Number one, make sure that you're using the right microphone, the same microphone, okay? Number two, make sure that you're using the same gear, all right? And that your settings on your preamp and your microphone and all your other gear is actually the same. Number three, make sure you're the same distance from the microphone as you originally were. Number four, make sure the microphone is in the same position in the room so that it catches the reverb the right way, the same way that it did when you initially did the takes. Number five, try to match the tone by doing it out loud a bunch of times first on loop, like I showed you a couple bars back and then a bar over. Number six, don't only try to match the tone, also try to match the exact same energy level in which it was delivered. And then number seven, you record it starting about a bar or 2 bars back, and then you record from there, all the words past, at least half a bar to a full bar after, so you have options to cut in. Boom, now you're a master at dubbing vocals. All right, be sure to check out my new single, Built Like This, which is this song. This song is freaking amazing. You need to see the music video for this too. You're gonna love that as well. It's actually the first video where I actually got dancers and they did a choreography to this, and then I'm actually gonna make a video for you guys and girls on how to hire dancers and how that all worked and the visual stimulation that you get from having dancers in a video. So I hope this helps you out. Please remember to subscribe and please hit the bell when you do, because I release a new video every single day. And if you want to get my songwriting course, which includes stuff like this, where you come in the studio with Rob Lovell, it's called In the Studio with Rob Lovell, and I have, it's like 8 hours of video. Oh man, so much stuff you're able to learn. I'll teach you how to make songs. Sometimes I make 50 songs in a day, like so many things, okay? It's all going to be inside of the links below, all right? So please subscribe, please hit like, please comment, and I hope this helped you out. See you guys again tomorrow with another video. Keep hustling, gang. I'll see you at the top.
If there's anything I know is you ain't built like this. Hit it so hard, make a brain say quit. I ain't no fraud, no gangster or goon. I just wanna accept disrespect or lose.